Stock Talk. This is your host, Scott. Hope you've had a good week of trading this week. Market's been pretty good. I'm down a little bit for the week, I think. But today, the market's up again. So I did want to go over some trades that I made this week. Really got a huge cash position built up right now. I think we're at 70-something% cash. So most of what I'm holding are stocks that I've had for a while. And so what I begin to do this week is do a little cost averaging on some of those stocks that were down a good bit, that I have a little bit of confidence in, and trying to get them up to a percentage where we can possibly cash them out before the year's over with if they keep going up. As you know, last week we sold our we sold our NVAX. NVAX has pulled back a good bit this week. So we're going to talk about that as well. A little day trade I tried to make yesterday, so we'll talk about that. But let's go ahead and cut over to our portfolio and take a look at what's going on right now, Thursday. It's about 9:30 my time. So let's just pull over and take a look at that real quick here. And as you can see, the market, let me get here and just kind of refresh everything, make sure we are looking at the most current numbers. But the market was up earlier today. As you can see here, the Dow is up a good 121, S&P up 901, and the NASDAQ up 73. But as you can see here, we've got a new one added to the top of the list here. This is TLRY, another one of the pot stocks. This is one I've owned for a while and bought it way back when it was way too high. So we're cost averaging a little bit. I've noticed these pot stocks seems to be moving up pretty good, as did the Bitcoin. Those were two that were running pretty close together last time around. So I'm hoping that these pot stocks will gain like the Bitcoin has here lately. So been cost averaging these. I did cost average this one a little bit. Bought some of this TLRY at 867 the other day. So 867 is what we bought that in at. I think that was on the 1st of December. So we're on that one. XSPA, another one of those COVID stocks. It's down a little bit today, 5%. Nicola's had a hard time here lately. Actually, looked like it had settled down for a little while. Today we're off about 3%. Don't have a lot of confidence in that one right now with what all's going on. The GM report seems to, the GM deal, it didn't completely fall through, but it didn't go as well as it had intended to be at the beginning. GM didn't really take any kind of equity in KLA, so that's hurt the stock. They've still got a deal worked out to supply some stuff to in KLA, but the deal was not as big as it first was thought to be. So that's what's caused this drop off. We're just going to hang on to what we've got. We've traded that one earlier this year, made some real good money on it. So we're not gonna fret over that. We're just going to hang on to what we've got. HTBX flat today. Another one of those COVID stocks. It's been pretty flat. Both of the XSPAs and HTBX were just bought for a good pop. We have traded a couple of those this year. One of them we don't have any more right now, but that's what we're holding for. And there's not a large stake in them. NVAX, I'm leaving it on there because I like to watch this one. I like to trade this one. As a matter of fact, yesterday I tried to trade it. Tried to do a day trade on it, and kind of chickened out on it because it was a good sized day trade. Bought it at 120. I think it was 125.50 yesterday, and was hoping to get $1 out of it, and on the share price, which would have been a pretty low gain. But it kind of floundered around right there in that price range for a while, and after a couple of hours, I just took the break-even point on that. So just swapped out some cash. That's all I did on that one yesterday. And of course today it's up what, $3 and something. So could have been a nice little 2-day trade. But you never know about these things. I really didn't want to get tied up in it. It did have a rough day yesterday. Went all the way down to the 117 level yesterday. So that level is one of those support levels. So if you see it hit that 117 again, it was 117.01 yesterday. You know that is a support level. And if it breaks through there, I think the next stop is going to be around the 107. Okay. So those are the kind of ranges. Maybe I'll start thinking about it. The 107, maybe 114 has been a level 2 that's held up pretty good at times. But not going to really get into anything right now. Now, if it takes a good dip, sometimes I might try to do a little day trade on it, but not fooling around with it right now. It's just too high for me to start building a position. XOM's the oil, ExxonMobil, that one's up today. Now, the oil stocks have been doing pretty good here lately. There's actually an OPEC meeting going on right now about production levels. So if they decide not to increase, or if they decide to even cut, I don't think they will on that, but if they come out and say they're going to increase the production, then that's going to probably hurt our oil prices, and you might see some of this oil go down. But that is going on, and right now I think they're having trouble deciding what they're going to do. So X is one we sold out of last week for $14, I think it was, and you can see it's still going a little bit. Still have some of that in my cash account, and glad I do. So it's gone up another $1.50, which is a pretty good percentage from a dollar from $14. So it's over 10%. So that's still moving. ACB, another one that's been doing pretty good. That one there, ACB, actually did a little cost averaging on that one. Bought some between 11.04 and 11.52 the other day. So even though it's pulled back a little bit, I think that's still a good. Well, it was good because it lowered my share price for one thing. So good cost average on that one. I think that's still going to go up some. These things can really move once they get hot. Did cost average that one from 11.04 to 11.52. XOM, I forgot to mention this. I did cost average that one the other day too for 39.02. That was on the 1st of December, 39.02 on that one. So you can see the strategy right now for what I'm doing is just taking a look at my stocks. I've got some that are not as far down as others. So what I like to try to do, if I have confidence in the stock, I like to start adding to them, because, and especially the ones I'm adding to seem to be heading up. So I want to cost average those, so that will help me get to that break even point a lot quicker. And so we may, I don't know, we'll just see how things are going, but we may sell at the break even point just to get out of the stocks, get to cash. With with the year that we're having, any just break even sell from here just keeps us at that average or even above by the time it gets there. So I'm really pleased with where we're at for the year. So I don't want to go down from there. It's been a good year, but we want to kind of get as much cash as we can on the sideline. Again, I don't think all this election stuff's settled yet. If you're watching the mainstream news, you're not seeing a whole lot that's going on behind the scenes, but there's a whole lot going on with these court cases. And so not sure if that's going to do anything or not. Listening to mainstream media, you don't think it will, but not sure. It's a long shot for sure. So I'm not counting on it, but I don't want to have a whole lot of cash in the market if that all gets stirred up and there's an issue with the transition. So want to be safe there just in case it pops up. Now we'll get invested as soon as that's all cleared up and Biden gets in the White House. We'll start thinking about jumping in, because I was talking to a buddy of mine the other day, and he says, he's talking about the president's election year. Usually the market's up, like 8% when there's a new president in office. So we'll see how that holds up this year. And everything I'm seeing on these financial shows is kind of looks like it's encouraging. Of course, if you think about it, if we can get this vaccine out there, and this, we can get this economy opened up across the board, then of course it's probably going to pick up and the market's going to do well. So, but I want to be in cash until Biden is sitting in the White House or Trump is sitting in the White House, and it's a done deal. So, just playing it cautious there. You don't want to have your life savings out there in some kind of turmoil hit, like I did with the virus last year. We were lucky last year. We were somewhere between 30 and 40% cash when the virus hit, so that gave us a great opportunity to invest as the market went down, and it's paid off. So that's kind of what we want to, if something like that happens again, we want to be ready for it, and we are ready for it right now. We're sitting at 75% cash. Of course, when you're sitting at 75% cash, you're only going to make money on 25% of your money cash. So that's the way it works sometimes. Excuse me, but it's just cautious because I'm being cautious because of the year we've had. You might have a different strategy if you hadn't had the year that we've had. So it's again, it all boils down to your strategy. What your if you're 30 years from retirement, your strategy is going to be a lot different than mine. You probably would still be holding some of those NVAX stocks, which, by the way, I want to show you that real quick. Let's go back to NVAX. I want to show you their chart just from just to show you what happens with these stocks, especially these pharmaceuticals. Let's go to I think it's a 5-day chart here, and we'll see it. Yeah, you see this here. This stock ran all the way up. Let's even go to a 1-month chart. You can see what this thing did. It went from $87 to actually a low back here to 78, and that was November 10th. By November the 30th, you went from that $78, whatever it is, to $144. That's crazy stuff right there. That's like what is that, 50% gain? 100% gain? That's crazy. So, if you get 100% gain in this short period of time and you don't sell something, then I don't know what your expectations are as far as making money goes. But you can see it does pull back here. Now, is it going to hold this area here? Who knows? But it wouldn't surprise me if we don't get back down to these levels here, somewhere in here. Okay, this is the spike. Now, it could settle right here and run up from here. But bottom line is, if you are here at 78 and it runs up to here and you don't unload some stock, I don't know what's your goal there. What's your goal? Is your goal to make 200% a year or 200% in a month? Good for you. That's not what I do. I'm going to take my money. So that's just, there's two things that drive the market. We talked about this in our other videos is there's fear and there's greed. So if you can avoid both extremes there, don't be scared when it's time to buy and don't be greedy when it's time to sell. That's the main thing. And you'll do well in the market if you remember that rule. Just don't be scared to buy when stuff is going down. If you know the company, if you know why it's going down. In the cases like NVAX, there was no news really that was making this thing. There was nothing wrong with the company. We talked about that in other strategy videos about, is the stock broke? Is the company broke? What's broke? Is the market broke? So you want to think about that when things are falling and people are getting scared, and that's opportunities to buy. If you know your company and where it's at. But you don't want to be greedy either, so it works both ways. All right, so I hope you have a great rest of your day of trading. We're going to end it there. It's just an update video. Didn't get on here last night, but have a great rest of your week in trading, and we'll get back on here probably Sunday night sometime and talk to you. All right. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to do that. Click this button right here and join the group here. We need about 9 more subscribers, I believe it is, to hit the 100 mark. That'd be a great milestone for us. But if you hadn't done that, go ahead and click that subscribe button and join the group here. All right, have a great time, and we'll talk to you later in the week. Bye.